Hello there, this is Mr. S again, coming at you from my house. I'm doing 5.2 for my AP, for my honors pre-calculus class, okay? 5.2 is a continuation of your 5.1. So you're trying to prove or try to show that your tangent of x plus cotangent of x equals this, okay? So there's a couple of things you have to follow. Now, as far as the assignment goes, we can talk about this because I know some of you guys don't have your textbooks with you. We can do other options for you. So just send me a reminds on my Remind app. You know where to find me. So if you don't have a textbook, let me know, okay? All right, so we'll begin here. I'm trying to add this tangent plus cotangent and make sure that it goes to secant and cosecant. I have the next page set up, so right here. I'm gonna move this up a little bit. Okay. Yeah, it's okay. All right, so tangent, I'm gonna begin with tangent. I usually write tangent with sine over cosine because sine divided by cosine is a tangent. And I use S for sine, C for cosine. Other than that, I'll spell them out. For example, if I see a secant, I'll spell the whole secant out. Cotangent is cosine over sine. Make sure you know all those ratios. Now your job is to add those two fractions. And just don't pay attention too much here. I'm just trying to go from what I see here and make it look like that. So I need to multiply this here by a sine. So it will have the cosine and sine attached here. So I have a sine already, so now I need to multiply this by cosine. It's common denominator. Okay, just like numbers, it's with letters. So when you multiply this by a sine, you have to multiply sine to the bottom of that. And do the same thing in the bottom here and the top. So you multiply this top by a cosine. So now what you'll see is cosine times sine, just write them like that. Cosine times a sine, and you got sine times sine, that's sine squared. Cosine times cosine is cosine squared. This can go quickly. And then you can write them in one fraction, so they both have the same denominator. So it's called common denominator right here. So just write them one time, don't add them. So now you got sine squared plus cosine squared. As you remember, that is your Pythagorean theorem. Sine plus cosine is 1, okay, according to Pythagorean theorem in trig functions. So now it looks like this. So now this one here, these are products of sine times cosine. So let's rewrite that as 1 times 1 because 1 times 1 is 1. And then you split the denominator up. So now you have 1 over cosine and 1 over sine. 1 over cosine is the same as that. So 1 over cosine is secant. 1 over sine is the same as cosecant of x. So now I'm going to write the full name for it because it's not sine and cosine. And you'll know why. I think you understand why we have to write secant and cosecant as such. Okay? Maybe I was out of frame for a little bit. I'm trying to tilt my camera so it will catch all my writing. Okay, all right, I'll load this up and I'll go to the next video.